Corrections officers in state prisons are also navigating something new. They are now wearing body cameras as part of a new pilot program that launched this month. It's part of an effort to improve safety and transparency inside the state prison system. And Danny Spiewak is here to explain how it'll all work. Hi, Danny.
Hey, Kent. The Minnesota Department of Corrections is rolling out 800 body cameras this month for corrections officers in 3 different state facilities. With the state prisons under a microscope lately for safety and misconduct in recent years, the change has been years in the making.
In 2018, the Minnesota Department of Corrections came under scrutiny after the deaths of 2 officers inside state prison facilities. First, Joseph Gaum was beaten and stabbed by an inmate in July of that year. Then just 2 months later, Joseph Parisi had a heart attack responding to an assault.
I recognize that the safety of our correctional officers is imperative.
When Paul Schnell took over as DOC commissioner later that year, he promised change, including the addition of body cameras inside the prisons.
Comprehensive policy development had to occur.
6 years later, Schnell's department is finally implementing a pilot program this month to outfit officers with 800 body cameras in the Lino Lakes, Stillwater, and Shakopee prisons. It's made possible by $1 million in annual funding approved by the legislature in 2023.
Thank you all.
Which Governor Walz signed as part of the broader public safety spending bill.
When we're talking about what happens in the confines of a correctional facility, body cameras can be really very beneficial.
Beyond officer safety, body cameras also provide evidence when inmates allege excessive use of force or sexual assault by staff. In a 2022 report, the state's prison oversight agency concluded that officer-worn body cameras should be prioritized, given the number and severity of complaints alleging assault and harassment.
In either accountability or in clearing an officer of wrongdoing. And I think that in many cases in law enforcement has been more the case that officers were cleared than that the body cameras really supported wrongdoing.
The Minnesota DOC isn't the first agency to place body cameras in prisons. The Atlanta Department of Corrections started the trend in 2016, followed by several other states over the years, including Missouri, a state that Minnesota officials visited to prepare for their pilot program.
A number of states have them going. We're just part of a growing trend, I think, for the use of body cameras in correctional settings. And so we look forward to seeing what the outcomes are.
The union representing corrections officers has expressed some concerns, though, about the pilot program, saying that they support a more limited use of body cameras inside of the prisons. If this pilot goes well, though, the state may look to expand the program statewide. Ken.
Danny, I was going to ask about that. Any idea of how much that expansion would take? Is 800 now, right? You said.
Yeah, Schnell told me that if they were going to expand throughout the state, they'd probably need to double that number. So to cover the amount of corrections officers who would need these cameras, it'd probably be like 1,500 or 1,600. So almost double of what they are currently using right now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Danny.